on Sunday, Shaker's own Jeff Hoffman will be on the mound here at Citi Field for the Colorado Rockies. Thanks, Marissa. Well, as you know, when the weather gets like this, anything can happen on this track. However, in our feature race of the day, the Caress Stakes, more of the same. Miss Ella repeats after a surge down the stretch. Thanks, guys. Well, I'm here at Joe Bruno Stadium for Wrestling Under the Stars, and I'm here with one of the stars, a man who, if you follow wrestling, really needs no introduction, Hall of Famer Mick Foley. Mick, thank you so much for joining me. This is the biggest sports day of the year in the Capital Region, opening day at Saratoga. When teams make it to the postseason, sometimes they get a little superstitious, and, well, Fort Ann, they're much of the same. No, they don't have the rally possum or even the rally potato. They're a little bit more relaxed about the whole rally thing. Obviously, this senior class for the Witch is a pretty special one, but how about this for a stat? They've only lost one league game in their 4 years, and they're going to try to continue that success into the state tournament. They're on a bye until the regional final. They await the winner of Section 9 or Section 1 Westlake. Sunday, Shaker's own Jeff Hoffman will be on the mound here at Citi Field for the Colorado Rockies, making his first ever major league start back in his home state of New York. Now, Hoffman admitted he was a bit more of a Red Sox fan growing up than the Mets or Yankees, but says the opportunity to pitch here at Citi Field is still a pretty surreal one.
You know, it's a dream come true, so it's everything I ever thought it would be. You know, I've been playing this game my whole life, so I can't imagine doing anything else with my life. So, yeah, it's great. It's like I said, it's everything that I imagined it would be.
The former Blue Bison has obviously come a long way since his days in Latham. He says other than just getting stronger, he's had to learn to be more of a pitcher rather than just a hard thrower.
I really didn't know anything about the game at that point. I was kind of getting by with talent and getting by with a 90-mile-an-hour fastball in upstate New York. That's basically what I did, and you know, guys don't see that every day in upstate New York, so I was able to get by with it.
The results are starting to speak for themselves. So far, Hoffman is sporting a 5-1 record with an ERA of 4.15 while punching out 50 batters in 54 innings. Even his manager, former Major League pitcher Bud Black, says his rookie hurler has come a long way.
You know, spring training, there was a number of things that we had to address with Jeff, and Jeff took those on. You know, not only from a physical standpoint on delivery and some things fundamentally, but also mentally. You know, we sent him to AAA, and he responded with good work there. And when we brought him back to the big leagues a couple different times early, he responded with good games, and now he's settled in. And he's done a very nice job in our rotations.
Hoffman understands he still has much further to go, but believes if he just trusts in his ability, he'll be able to stick around.
You know, I wouldn't have gotten that call up in the first place if I wasn't ready. So I just need to trust myself and like I said, trust my arsenal and go out and attack the zone and not be afraid of contact and stuff like that.
Now, Hoffman going to be pitching against another New York product in Steven Matz. For the Mets, he's from Stony Brook. Now, the Rockies as a whole, right in the middle of the playoff hunt at 52-39, so Hoffman could be a key contributor in a playoff race. Reporting here at Citi Field, Ian Preston, Spectrum News. One of the top high school basketball players in New York making big news this weekend. The Albany Academy product is going to go play college ball at the University of Washington. Gatorade Player of the Year in New York follows former Syracuse assistant Mike Hopkins out to Seattle. Wright originally planned on attending prep school, but after a weekend visit, Wright apparently changed his mind, signing his letter of intent on Saturday for the Huskies. Now, this is the second time this month Coach Hopkins has signed a New York recruit out from under former boss Jim Boeheim in Syracuse. Now, we spoke with Wright over the phone Sunday, who told us his sudden signing with Washington, even a little bit of a surprise to him in a way. It's one of the best weekends in the Capital Region every year. And on Saturday, the entire 518 paying close attention to what was going on at the Carrier Dome. Two local high schools, Troy and Glens Falls, looking to win state titles in football in the afternoon. We're going to start in Class AA with Troy and head coach Bob Burns looking to complete the mission, go undefeated, and bring home the title to the Collar City. They had to get by Victor, though, from Section 5, and early on the turnover bug biting Troy. Here, John Germanario picked off, but Germanario would literally get it right back on Victor's first possession, the run up the middle, but the ball coughed out, and Germanario falls on it. Troy recovers, so the Flying Horses on offense would settle down after that. And that's when Mr. Dev Holmes would take over here on the end of the round. Looking like Percy Harvin with those moves and that speed. 53-yard TD run. Troy leads 7-0. Let's move to the second quarter now, and it's more from Holmes. Germanario deep in his own territory, looking up top and connects with Holmes on the post. Speed kills, 90-yard TD pass. Troy goes to the half up 13-7. Second half, and you know it was only a matter of time before Joey Ward made his presence felt. Here, number 1 gets in for the score. Troy would get a 2-point conversion, so Flying Horses up 21-7. But Forks hanging in this one. Zach Esterbrooks, handoff up the middle, breaks a tackle, and there he goes. 80-yard score. We got a ball game. Blue Devils cut the lead to 1 score. With under 6 to go, Victor back again inside the 10. Chris Verone breaks a tackle, gets in for the score. Victor down a point, and they decide to go for 2 on the little gimmick play. But Troy snuffs it out, and they're going to hold on to that 1-point lead. All right, under 2 to go now. Troy trying to run out the clock. Gutsy call by Coach Burns. Germanario over the middle to Jesse Brown. Flying Horses win a thriller, 21-20, the final.
There are few players in the New York Penn League that can match the power of Jake Adams. The Valley Cats' first baseman has been a pro for only 5 days, but is quickly establishing himself as a big-time power bat.
It's elite pop. He's put on shows and batting practice, which has been fun, but it's still going to take a little bit of time, but I'll tell you what, it's legit big league pop.
Adams homered in his first at-bat as a professional last Friday. He followed that up Monday night with this. Now, a couple of early season homers may not exactly raise the eyebrows down in Houston, but the Astros organization knew what they were getting when they drafted Adams in the 6th round out of Iowa.
Swung on high to the air out to center. Going back now. Jay Murray's looking back, and it's gone.
Adams' 29 homers during college this season not only led the nation, but also broke the Iowa school record for homers.
Up Jake Adams, a new Iowa record.
If you include his time at junior college, Adams has launched 71 homers in the last 3 collegiate seasons.
A slump-busting solo blast.
And yet, going from the metal college bat to the professional wooden version hasn't seemed to sap any of that power.
The only thing that's really different is righty pitchers throw a lot more changeups to righty batters that we didn't see that much in college. Other than that, the game's been the same, velo's been the same, so it's been an easy transition for all those new guys. So, I mean, like I said, it's an easy transition, and I feel comfortable up in the box right now, and hopefully I can keep that rolling to my this year.
Adams' manager, Morgan Ensberg, knows all about the long ball himself. He hit 110 of them during his major league career, including 36 in the 2005 season. But it's not Adams' pop that has his manager so impressed.
He puts good cuts on the ball. He takes, borderline pitches that is good because usually those borderline pitches is shown statistically that those go for balls. And so he's constantly put himself in hitting counts. So it's exciting to see. It's fun to see guys hit the ball so far.
It's early and professional pitchers have yet to adjust to Adams, but he thinks that batting in the middle of this Valley Cat lineup will only mean more success.
I feel really comfortable where I am in the lineup. If we can all keep it rolling, I think we're all comfortable right where we are, and I know it helps us all out.
In Troy, Ian Preston, Spectrum News.
The sparkle in his eyes is just, it melts your heart.
This is Chase Foley. He loves hockey.
He's crazy about hockey. He has a cousin that plays hockey and mesmerized. He's just mesmerized at the thought of it. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the ice or the skates, but he's just in awe.
If you would have seen Chase a year ago, you would have never believed he'd be out here on the ice playing and laughing. Chase has spent almost all of his 5 years fighting to live.
When he was a month old, and they come in and say, I'm sorry to tell you, but your son is 98% filled with cancer blast. He's not going to make it through the night. When they first came in to tell us, they also brought people in to plan his funeral.
Chase made it through the night, and the one after that. Soon, the days turned into weeks, and that's when hope came through.
And they approached us about a study drug, but the only catch is that Albany Med and New York City are the only 2 hospitals that had it. We knew our decision, and our decision was to come to Albany Med.
Around that same time, across the river in Troy, a new hockey tournament was starting to take root. Local amateurs, mostly 40 and older, coming together for the love of the game, but also to help out families like Chase's.
I think that this tournament has become less and less about hockey and more about the families at the Ronald McDonald House.
The Capital Cup tournament is now in its 7th year. So far, it's raised more than $200,000 for families like Chase's that stay at the Ronald McDonald House, free of charge, while the kids, like Chase, undergo treatment.
Like everybody who meets Chase falls in love with them, and Mom and Dad and his big sister, and he's got an older brother and sister too. They're just a special group of people. So it was our honor to help them, and we've been right there along with them throughout their journey.
That journey is almost complete. Chase is now cancer-free and living life like a normal 5-year-old. He's also a team captain for the mighty Hudson Crappie and has been for years now.
Does he give you any good Herb Brooks pep talks before going out there?
A lot of fist pumps. He passes out some swag in the locker room, and we get the fist pumps, so gets us fired up to play.
Play hockey!
This year will be a little special for Chase. On Saturday, he and his family will get to meet the man who donated the bone marrow Chase needed, all arranged through this hockey tournament and the Ronald McDonald House.
People ask me, how did I get so strong and where did I get my strength? It's because of the people that made it possible. It's the Ronald McDonald House. It's the Capital Cup. It's them that was my strength.
As for Chase, Liz says he's just about old enough now to start learning how to skate, and soon after that, she says, you'll see him on the hockey rink. In Troy, Ian Preston, Time Warner Cable News.
There's one trainer here in Saratoga who just seems to stand out in a crowd. He's known for pulling off upsets here, hosting parties at his barn, complete with gumbo, and one more thing.
Bloggers and stuff started calling me the Dragon Slayer, so I like that better anyway. So now I'm the new Dragon Slayer is my new name. They named me here in New York.
He may not be mistaken for St. George anytime soon.
Isn't that perfect?
But trainer Eric Guillot is very much the stuff of legend.
I got the guy from the Twilight Saga, way more handsome, so I'm giving you a lot more credit than you deserve when it comes to Teflon Todd here.
The infamous Cajun and his voodoo dolls,
Karen McLaughlin,
are back at the spa and shaking things up once again.
Funny thing about Fletcher is the other day I would embarrass my wife because she keeps saying that he looks like Ray Romano, but I couldn't get a Ray Romano doll.
This year, it's his Colt Laubin who's bringing the magic back to the spa.
A shocker! A maiden has won the Jim Dandy!
Just a few weeks ago, the Genius, with a J, put the maiden in a star-studded Jim Dandy field. And one going wire to wire.
Week before the Jim Dandy, he goes, "Big dog, why don't you run that LeBan a maiden race and give him a W?" So I did, but it was a $600,000 maiden special weight.
Number 2, Laubin was first.
Now Guillot hopes Laubin can get another win, this time in the Travers, and he's using all the help he can get.
And Charlie Brown got 3 of them going in there, and he's been getting a little cocky lately, so I figured I'm gonna put it to him, stick it to him good with the voodoo doll. So that's why it says, "Help me, Guillot," and the dragon's eating him, and the dragon slayer, me over here hanging out with the sword, just saying, "Later, Charlie Brown."
No trainer in the Travers is safe from the Guillot voodoo.
I sent that to half a dozen people. Everyone knew this was Steve-O. I call him Steve-O.
The hair's a good one.
Yeah, the hair, that's what I'm saying. The hair and the goatee, it looks like Steve, you know what I mean? So, I mean, this is Steve thought it was Jesus Christ, but, you know, I mean, wishful thinking, Steve.
His methods may be unorthodox, to say the least, but they're getting results. It's all part of the charm of Guillot.
This thought process that people think that if you put a horse where it gives them a win, that they're smart enough to figure it out, that's just a bunch of baloney. If a horse has to have desire to win, then he's not going to be a great stakes horse.
Guillot understands the Travers will be different than the Jim Dandy. He isn't about to change his strategy.
We'll be close, but I mean, if other people are riding and shoving and on the pedal, I'm just going to sit back on the bridle a little bit and let him run his own race.
Wait a big shot! Wait a big shot!
Guillot thinks Laubin will once again be the long shot in the Travers, even after his impressive Jim Dandy.
I'm going to think it was a fluke last race, and that's what I'm hoping they do. It'd be the best thing, right? Go there and walk the dog again, I'll let the cat loose at the quarter pole.
No matter what happens in the Travers, don't expect Guillot to change his ways much. He loves what he's doing and how he does it. And although he may ruffle a few feathers,
Might call this Guillot's house when it's all said and done, huh?
to him, it's all in good fun.
As I get to get up in the morning and make a living at what I love to do, I'm going to always be comfortable and wear short pants, of course, you know what I mean?